Good evening. Longhaultanker coming at you from Elizabethtown, Kentucky. Love's Truck Stop, shower room number 5. It is Thursday, December the 2nd, and I don't know what time it is. Close to 8 o'clock, I think. Anyway, we're going to shave here tonight, and I want you to take a look at, that's 48 hours. And these are the old man whiskers. I'm telling you, the old man whiskers. Those things are as stiff as bristles. Yeah, we're gonna have a good shave tonight. And our equipment. Get it all together here. For our brush, we always bring two brushes with us. We got the Shavemac Americana. It's about a 22 millimeter, not nice silver tip premium. And it's a soft, beautiful, it's just a little short and stubby. I didn't realize it was this small when I ordered it, but there it is. And we're still using the Haverford Stirling Soap Company. Lovely scent. Yeah, I think I may have explained this once before, but when I ordered like 4 soaps from them the last time, about 6 weeks ago or something. And I knew that I wanted the bergamot lavender. I knew I wanted the British leather, but I didn't know what I wanted for the other 2 that I wanted to get. And so I went through their listings, and whichever soap had the most number of pages of reviews, I went to go look at those. And having read through a number of those comments on those reviews, I settled on the 2 that I got, the Haverford and whatever the other one is. I don't remember the name of it right now, but we'll use that next week. So I'll feature that then. But it's a lovely scent. It's like a men's cologne replication, and I don't know what that is. I'm not into the higher end scents and colognes and so forth. Anyway, let's get started here. Not dawdle. I'm trying a little bit different angle on the camera, mounted to the mirror. I got it mounted with the suction cup all the way to the right, to the edge of the mirror. So you may get a better view of this side than this side, but I'll attempt to adjust and accommodate. I want to take the occasion here as I get started to express my appreciation to all the folks over at the Shaving Cadre for the warm welcome that they've given to me. I've enjoyed it. Thank you very much. I hope for a long and happy association together, where I can post my videos and make my comments, and may not always agree, but we disagree friendly, and go from there. Go from there. Oh, so I showed you the brush, I showed you the soap. Let me show you the razor I'm going to use tonight. That's, for me, it's not, that's the star of the party, the razor. The other things are, unless it's my Simpson Chubby 3 Super Badger, and soon to be joined by a sister Manchurian Chubby 3. Christmas. But anyway, tonight's razor, and I really want this to come through. We are looking at a Thiers Issard Spartacus, bone scales. It's got the festoon carved spine. I was reading some time ago, quite a while ago, on the Thiers Issard website, at least the one that's hosted over in England that sells all the Thiers Issards. And they said that the festoon carving on the spine is the oldest known spine carving for the Thiers Issard racers. I don't know if that's true or not. I'm not even sure if I remember right, but that memory stuck in my head somehow or another. All right. Let's get our brush lathered up. I'm going to squeeze most and shake and squeeze most of the water out because I want to stay with this idea of lathering the brush not as heavily, not overloading the brush. If I don't need to, no sense in being wasteful. And of course, like usual, all my videos are going to be long. I know I had a couple of comments about how long my videos are, and yep, they are. And I have no apologies for that. It just is what it is. It's what I'm not going to edit them. See, it's about time for me in the truck. When I'm in the truck, I don't have a lot of time to dawdle. I don't have a lot of time to, it's already past or near 8 o'clock. And when I get out of here, I've got to go get dinner. It takes me about an hour to wind down. After dinner, now we're looking 10, 11 o'clock. And I got to get up at 4:30, 5 o'clock. Not complaining, that's just the nature of this game that we play called trucking. And there's no such thing as an 8 to 5 job, although I try to make it as accommodating as possible. But you're giving me a day and a half to go from Houston to North Carolina, I'd give that to somebody else. But you got anybody else? You want it there when? That's one of my favorite lines. You want it there when? I got an agreement with my safety manager. It's always good for drivers to have good relations with their safety managers. Of course, our safety manager is a former driver for our company. Great guy, great guy. He's a driver's safety manager. Now, if you mess up, he's going to hold you accountable, to be sure. But it takes him about an hour and a half to 2 hours to drive home after his day. And so I know when he gets off work, and I call him, Bill, you driving? He'll say, yep. I said, you got time to talk? Oh yeah, I got at least an hour, he says. Yeah, because I know he gets off at a certain time. The soap, the scent lingers. I get this on my shirt. I think I'll do that on purpose. And it just lingers on my shirt. I love it. And there's two principles that he and I agree on, which suit me just fine. And one is, he's a big believer in the body's sleep rhythm, circadian rhythm, I believe it's called. And you mess that up, you're messing up the driver. And so I'm not a nighttime driver. I say, is this a Midnight Express? No, give it to somebody else. I did that just for fun. But that scent will stay there until the shirt is washed, I guarantee you. I expect to get home on Sunday. That's good enough. I could probably work on that lather a little bit more, but so thanks for the nice reception all of you have given to me. I don't remember everybody's names. There's just a yeah. Anyway, I'm not even going to try. I do want to give a special shout out, not connected to the fellas at the shaving cadre, but I was listing off some of the people that have made an impression on me, whose videos I watched and have instructed me most significantly, and I've gone through all of those. And I don't want to leave out this guy because I guess he has quite a reputation. I watched his videos, they're good. He was not one of my, what I would call one of my early instructors, I'll use that expression, and that's Keith Johnson. I love his stuff. I love watching him. Now he's, you know, a Japanese, a JNAT guy, but all of his stuff on the Arkansas stones is really quite good. Really quite good. All right, here we go. Look at that razor. Look how long that blade is. Okay. Now, as I get started here, I want to say something, and it's about the number of passes that some have commented on. Boy, that's a lot of passes. You must have a skin of steel and all that. I don't know. I only know of 3 passes: with the grain, across the grain, against the grain. Now, however many strokes it takes to get those 3 passes accomplished, that's a different story, you know. But anyway, we'll see what happens. And this was honed on a conical. It's been approximately 3 years or so since this has been on a stone, but as long as it takes to get through the rotation. But I am feeling just a wee bit, you know, I'm going to take this back to the stone when I get home. But because the Thiers Issard is the C135 steel and such a hard steel, I'm thinking about changing the edge from a conical to an Arkansas. I'll let you know. Yeah, so far all those passes, all of those strokes are with the grain on the right side. I've got the blade laying flat against that jaw line. I can feel the belly of the steel on the jaw line, and so light pressure, nearly flat angle on that. Now that's what I call, with the grain on the right side, done. So I was thinking today while I was driving about things to talk about, issues that are commonplace amongst wet shavers, everything from honing and less so about what kinds of soaps. If I were to tell a new guy about soaps early on in his adventure, I'd be telling him about the more traditional soaps like Mitchell Wolfat, Cella, Tabac, such things as that. I don't want to blow everything that I've got in mind to talk about right now. But I'm going to talk about things like badger brushes versus other kinds of material. I will say this, because it's about all I'm going to say about it. And that this is just personal opinion. Don't want to ruffle anybody. And that's the shavettes. I'm not a shavette guy. And if you are, that's great. That's great. There was a question that came up in my introductory post. What kind of equipment? It's one of those, just when I went through the bag last night. for me, this whole thing is about nostalgia, history, vintage. New production razors satisfy that because they're real estate razors. Oh, I read that. So that's all I'm really going to say about shavettes. I'm just not a shavette guy because I like the nostalgic, historic, traditional approach to straight razor shaving. So I drove for about eight and a half hours today. Drove approximately 500 miles. I got to my delivery point this morning at about 7:30. Drove from Smithton about 45 minutes. No, it's closer to an hour. Closer to an hour. It was an open delivery, which is unusual. which is to say the instructions I had said their gates open at 5 o'clock, which is to say 0500. And close at 10 o'clock in the morning, which is 1000. I'm fooling around. My instructions did say first come, first serve. So there's two ways to look at that. And the first is that you get there and there's going to be a line of trucks a mile long. And so everybody rushes to get there at 5 o'clock. But there's another way to look at it. I pulled up their map, satellite map, looked at their location, and as many of these places that I've been into, I can tell just by looking at it, that's not a busy place. I don't know why they said all that first come, first serve stuff. I rolled in there at 7:30, there was nobody there. In fact, a guy comes out of the building and comes to my side of the truck instead of me going into the receiving office to check in. My product was a class 3 flammable solvent. I'm going to do this. Watch this. Some of you might say, well, you've already done that. Yep, I did. Why did I do that? Because I can. And it feels good. Do I want more or less razor time? The hobbyist in me says more. Next to running people off of the road with my truck, this is the funnest thing I do all day long. My driving experiences were nothing out of the ordinary today, nothing dangerous, didn't have to contend with any knotheads. Still working on with the green, north to south, so to speak. Had a nice hot shower before the shave. I've got good hot shower, or good hot water in the basin. If I remember right, when I was here a couple nights ago, they just had tepid water, as I recall. Well, I got a lot of soap, and I didn't swirl it. I don't think I swirled it more than 6, 8, at the most 10 times. That's a lot of soap output right there. not sure where I'm going to make it to tomorrow night. I don't have enough time, or it's too many miles to get from here to Shreveport. But on my way up, I was in Prescott, Arkansas. I went from Prescott, Arkansas to here, so I'll probably go back to Prescott. Not the cleanest and nicest of the loves, but we'll make do. But from Prescott, that's what is that, exit 43 or 46 on I-30. And so 45 minutes to Texarkana, pick up I-49, shoot to Shreveport. That's an hour and a half. And it's 4.5 hours from the Loves at Greenwood, Shreveport, to my terminal, the Yard. Now that's what I call a completion of a first pass, using both the right and the left hand. So first pass is done. Now we're going to move on to the second pass, which is across the grain, but because I have my sideburns the way I do, I can't get back here behind my ear and come this way, so I start in front of my sideburn and come to the, well, basically here. Look at that water soap I've got there. Now that across the grain stroke, I just brought it below the jawline. So I got above the jawline up. Now I'm going to go for the below the jawline. And if I get some extra along the way, Yeah. I think I've got more soap than when I started. I could hit that again. I think this is one of the sloppiest shaves I've had in a long time. Yeah. like a nap. Doing my best to use as little pressure as possible and still maintain the stability of the blade and the edge. Was that cheating on my against the grain pass? I don't know. You gotta see my towels down here. I've got more soap flung all over the place. Yeah. The room is just fantastic. Okay, we're going to move to the against the grain, south to north. You know, you put on your aftershave, especially the panade. And if you saw my video from yesterday, you see I got all those panades in my bag in the passenger seat and on the back of the chair there. And they fade pretty quick in a couple hours. Well, in 20 to 30 minutes, the initial strong scent is gone. It lingers for a little bit. It's gone in about 2 hours or so. This, I'll be smelling this well into the afternoon. I can't see where the bottom line is. Feeling pretty good. That is a big old blade. You know, every time I go into Canada, the Canadian customs agent at the border always asks me, "Got any weapons?" That's the first question. The second one, "You got any firearms?" But the first question is always, "You got any weapons?" And I say no. I asked one of the guys one time, I said, he says, "You got any weapons?" I said, "No, not unless you count a 14-inch long screwdriver that's got a sharpened edge." He said, "No, it's a screwdriver." They don't judge things based upon what they could be used for. They judge things based on what they are. A gun is a weapon. A knife with a long blade is a weapon. And so I asked one time, I was going up into Saskatchewan and crossed it up there above North Dakota at North Portal. And so I said to him, he asked his usual questions and handed me back my paperwork. And I said, "Am I clear to go?" And he said, "Yes." And I said, "Do you mind if I ask you some questions?" He said, "No." I said, "I've got a hobby where I shave with a traditional vintage straight razor." I said, you wouldn't want me to declare that as a weapon, would you?" He said, "As long as you actually shave with it, and that's part of your shaving routine, it's a razor, it's not a weapon." I said, "Okay." I said, "Well, let me ask you this. As a part of being out on the road as long as I am, and it's customary in the tradition and habit of straight razor shaving they make 7-day roll-ups for a razor for each day of the week." And I said, "Does it matter to you how many I carry with you?" He said, "No, because it's not a weapon." "Oh, okay. Okay, good." Now I'm doing it this way just to get a different angle on it. And yes, I've already done the against the grain that way, but I seem to pick up more going this way than the traditional approach. So I thought you might be interested in that little story about going into Canada. Just kind of get it clean underneath that corner, which is always a challenge for me. And I'm one of those guys that you just can't leave it alone. If you feel it, you got to get it. But we're getting closer to being done. I'm still going to do my head shave, but I'll do that off camera. We're at 70 minutes right now, hour and 10 minutes. Maybe I'm just moving slow or talking too much. I am a little tired. It's been And if you don't like it so long, just fast forward. You don't have to hear all my little ramblings. I just noticed as I was coming up there that on this side that this blade is so long, and I'm holding it in my usual fashion, that the tip of my razor is about ready to cut off the corner of my sideburn. I said, back it off there, buddy. Oh, one more thing. know, my blade never touches the water. I wipe it off in a wet towel. I don't want to accidentally ding it on the faucet. I don't want any water getting down in the pin. Nope. Nope. These razors are not only beautiful, they're like personalized pieces of jewelry, like a diamond ring. I would hate to see anything happen to any of my razors, whether it's a $50 vintage or whether it's a $400 TI. Now, in order to get this line here, I've got to get up close where I can see detail. Here's another name I was just thinking about, because I was wiping the blade on my hand like that. You know who taught me to do that? Maestro Livy. You guys ever watch Maestro Livy? Some of you guys ever see that? I don't know what, 2-3 years ago, they had like an 8-part, 10-part tutorial series, him and his barber friend of his. I can't find them anywhere. They took them off. I bet you they put and of course they were in Italian. And they had English subtitles, but you could read it. And they were interesting and entertaining. I haven't looked at anything from Maestro Livy in a long time. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, my new friends at the Shaving Cadre, that's the end of the face shave. That's where I'm going to leave it, right there. We're in good shape for tomorrow. And I thank you for watching. It's a long one tonight, an hour and 20 minutes. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.